What's up everyone, Gids here for another video on Once Human, and today in this video we're gonna talk about the best ways to make acid. This is a semi-passive way, and of course there will be two ways on how you can do this one on what I'm going to share with you today. So one is an RNG based where you need to get specialization for it, and the other one is anyone can do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. For the first method, this is going to be the one that's RNG based because you need to get it from Memetic specialization right here. And usually this one shows up around level 25 to level 30. So if you are very lucky around level 25 or level 30 for your character, you should be able to start getting a lot of acids already. And this one is the Memetic's mastery called Sulfur Alchemy. It says here, Sulfur Alchemy slowly turn acid into sulfur using synthesis bench. The problem here is that it's the other way around. So it's a translation error. So it's actually turning sulfur into acid using the synthesis bench. So what we have here in our base right now is three synthesis benches that are working, which is just taking in sulfur, this one right here, acid, and then it's just gonna take in sulfur and it's going to transform all those sulfur into acid, and this is 99 acid every 8 hours. So imagine, like, let's say you're not really playing the game as much, you just farm sulfur, put in sulfur in here for like, you're covered for like 16 hours if you put in 5. Well, this is 24 hours if you have acid as well, but you can run up to 2 at a time if you have advanced synthesis benches. So you get like 99 plus 19, 198 every 8 hours. And of course, you can triple that by having multiple synthesis benches that are running over here. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the best way. This is the best way. Okay? This is the best way. Okay? If you were also lucky enough to get a friend or have someone get a solar drill, this is a pretty good way to farm sulfur around the world. So you just keep farming sulfur. That's all you're gonna do the whole time that you're online. And then once you're gonna go offline, you just pop them into your synthesis benches. Of course, we can get more acid if we have more benches lying around. Like if we have 4 or 5 more benches, because this thing does not need electricity to run, right? So you just need tons and tons of sulfur, and you'll be able to rack up all the acids that you need. Okay, so yeah, this is the best way to make acid. Of course, I'm not talking about manual ways of taking acid here or getting acid here. Manual way is just to kill deviants, right? Kill mobs, kill lots of mobs by doing silos, right? You can do silos, these things, recruitment silos, or refine these things, refinery pollution points. These things right here give a lot of acid by you killing mobs. Another way is to do your cargo scuffles. It's not unlocked on this account yet because this is not really my account. So you go to cargo scuffle, you do the thing, get the jellyfish and get the currency, and then go to a camp and then go to the jellyfish lady and buy acid from them. Okay, so next up is going to be the acid farm semi-AFK again. This is another semi-AFK way, and I'm gonna teach you how to do this one, although it's very simple, but it's going to require power. Okay, so let's first start off with tutorial on how do you set up your power. Of course, power is first unlocked by unlocking your memetics. If you go to your memetic screen, okay, so in your memetic screen here in weapon and gear, the most important stuff here is these two right here. So generators, water filters, pumps, and osmosis water filter, and advanced generator if you can go for advanced generator, or just go for deviation energy. Okay, so what you want to do for this setup is to actually go for a base that has pollution. Okay, a polluted area basically. So once you're, well, it's not showing up for me, but your backpack's supposed to be glowing here. It's showing numbers. I don't know, I think it's bugged. Yeah, it's kind of bugged. But this area right here, I'm gonna show you in the map. This is a very good spot to build a base in. So this is my main character space. Actually, this is my friend's character space right here. But basically, this area right here, coordinates should show up on the map on the lower right. So you'll see the coordinates over there. This is a good spot to actually build a base, but problem is you can only access this spot once you're around level 40, level 50, or phase 2 has opened. There's also another spot. This thing's map is not yet fully opened. But there's also another spot all the way up here in Chalk Peak, right here, in this area near the waters. So you can also set up a base over there. So Chalk Peak is, again, also unlocked around the second phase. But the thing is, you can only really start doing this one once second phase started, because the memetics that you need will be opened up in the second phase, right? So generators, the better generators, and osmosis water purifiers will be up over there. But you can already set up your water pumps, water filter also. This can already work, but it's going to be very slow. Anyways, first you want to set up your generator. So I have a deviant energy generator over here. So this is going to be supplying our power. So I actually have a energy generator over here and solar panels up here. So a quick tip for you guys, when you start to work on your power stuff or electricity stuff, what you want to do is to just connect all your power generators, right? You just connect them. So press B, attach wire, attach the wire of this guy to this guy, this guy to this guy, this guy to this guy, and then this guy over to that guy. So that way they are all sharing power and you don't have to really think about what is using which, right? So yeah. And then next up, if you want your wires to look pretty, you want to make use of these things right here, the terminals, right? So if you go to your memetics, it should be there in your electrical as well. These things, electrical parts, right? So these things are very, very important because it makes stuff look pretty. So if you go to your build, facilities, and power generation, there should be these nodes right here. So ground, suspended, and wall. So you can set it all up. I really advise you guys to set this up before you get lazy, because I got lazy in the middle of setting all these things up, and look at this. Look at this monstrosity. Like, why do I have wires over there? I have wires over here. I have wires connected directly to the generator. So yeah, if you don't plan this out, it's gonna be a disaster and your base is not going to look as good. Okay? But anyways, once you have all those set up, next is you get your water pumps right here. Alright, let's talk about the water pumps. Water pumps require 10 watts of power to function. So you need a lot of power in your base for this to work, because these things take a lot of power and you want a lot of them in the beginning, of course, because you'll be needing a lot of them to pump out a lot of polluted water. Now, the trick here is you want it to be high up. Like, you want it to be as high as possible. If you can get it higher by pressing Alt and scrolling up, that's better, right? You don't really need to worry about it being on the ground. Look at this guy. This thing's floating on the ground, right? This thing's floating on the ground, but it's still going to produce you polluted water as long as you are standing in a polluted area. Right now, I don't know why my backpack is not beeping, because this area is supposed to be a polluted area. But anyways, yeah, look at these things right here that I have already set up. They are above ground, but they should still be pumping me polluted water. Okay, so that's what you want to do here. You want it to be high up. So why do you want it to be high up like that? It's because of the force of gravity. Gravity actually works in this game. So if you have your water pumps built higher than your osmosis water filters or osmosis water purifiers, the polluted water that comes from your water pump will directly flow into your osmosis water filter, as long as your water pump is higher than your osmosis water filter, okay? Or your water purifier, right? So if you have the smaller one, the problem with the smaller one is that it only has one water input. This one can take up to 4 water inputs, so it's going to be faster in processing impure acids, okay? So basically what you want to do once you have that is to just click on your water pumps and then press V to connect the pump into your water filters, water purifiers. Right now, I'm running 3 because I think 3 is just good enough. It's able to handle I don't know how many is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 water pumps that are running, and 3 water filters are already enough for me to process all of them. Okay. So next up is you also want to build water buckets right down there. So if you go to your facilities again, functional and water bucket, this thing right here, you want to set them up as well so that they can receive the impure acids that are being processed, right? So impure acids that are processed by the water filters will go to your water bucket. The problem here is that it's not automatic that it goes into your barrels. So barrels is the last piece that you need over here. Okay, so the barrels this time, the barrels that you have to build will also be requiring water input. This is why we have a lot of purified water. Purified water will flow directly from water buckets into your water barrels. Okay, so again, you can see here there are levels, right? Highest level, we have the water pump. The water pump will be pumping in polluted water. Polluted water will now go into your water filter. Your water filter will filter the polluted water and make it impure acid, and it will go into the water bucket. Now, the semi-AFK part here is that you actually have to manually take the impure acids from your water buckets and put them manually into the water barrel. Hopefully, they change this in the future and make it automatic wherein you don't need to put it manually, right? So if you have like impure acids on your water bucket and purified water on your water bucket, they should just directly flow into the barrels, right? So another part here I forgot to mention is that your water bucket is also filled with purified water. This is because you need purified water for the fermentation barrels, right? So what's happening here in my setup is I have one of the osmosis water purifiers process dirty water. This dirty water is coming from a water pump that is away from the polluted area. So I have a water pump that is set up right over here, and it's connected all the way over into that water pump. Okay, it goes into this water pump right here, and it's processing all the dirty water so that we have purified water that will go over my base. Okay, so all this purified water is coming from that one water pump. So there's actually already a lot. I've been processing so much purified water over impure acids. Although impure acids you won't really see because I process it right away into fermentation barrels right here, right? I have a lot of impure acids that are running. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 fermentation barrels that are running to process all my acid. Okay, so this is basically the semi-AFK way to do it. Again, I think this one requires 20 minutes to process one. So it's really going to take such a long time for you to make a lot of acids. So doing it this way. So it's going to be a little bit slower, but it's still good enough, right? It's still good enough, right? Still okay. So yeah, that's the second semi-AFK way to do it. And yeah, it's a little bit complicated at first, but once you get into it and you actually build your network, and hopefully yours does not look like this. Like it became such a disaster when I was building it. But yeah, that's your second way, and hopefully this one helped. If you have any more questions, you can leave it in the comments below. I'll try to answer it as much as I can. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.